As the great Paul White once said, WrestleMania, baby, woo! Yes, it is now time for Ace here on Shockwave Sports to give you your WrestleMania 41 predictions. I am the predictions champion. I am the greatest to ever do it. I'm expecting a sweep. I think I'm going to get all these right. Let's start with the first match. We have the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match between Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, who represent the Judgment Day, taking on Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, who is the Women's Intercontinental Champion. Honestly, I wish the Women's Intercontinental title was on the line. I kind of wish they just did Bayley versus Lyra for WrestleMania. I think that would have been the stronger match. It's a brand new belt you just introduced to the audience. And to me, if you're not going to showcase that belt on the biggest show of the year, you're kind of already devaluing the belt. But with that being said, we see tensions between them already right after their championship match on Raw, even though they won the tag team gauntlet match on SmackDown to get them into this match. I don't think it gets them a win. I think Liv and Raquel win, with shenanigans and Lyra and Bayley just not getting along. I think it'd be really weird if this random put-together team wins the tag titles at WrestleMania. Yeah, I just don't see it. Next, we have the World Tag Team titles with the War Raiders going up against the New Day. I'm honestly not looking forward to this match great at all. The tag division on Raw is not great. I don't think the New Day have been interesting enough as heels to win the tag titles or to even get this match. The Big E segment was very effective, but they haven't done anything since. They've actually lost matches since then, and they kind of get roped into this because they complained to Adam Pearce that they don't have a World Tag Team title match. I think it's a little eh. I think the War Raiders are a much stronger team. They probably should win this match, but I'm going to give it to the New Day. I think the New Day walk out of here World Tag Team Champions. Up next, we got Jade Cargill versus Naomi. It was revealed at Elimination Chamber that Naomi was the one to attack Jade Cargill in the parking lot all those months ago. Naomi has been a great heel. I really liked her as a heel back in like 2015 when her, Sasha Banks, and Tamina were a faction. I thought her character was really good there, and I always thought she'd be a stronger heel down the road after the Glow thing had ran its course. Jade Cargill is awesome. I think she's going to be a star. I like that they're kind of taking their time with Jade Cargill because she is still green. I know she wrestled in AEW before, but even then, less than 100 matches in your career. To me, if you still haven't reached that mark, you're still pretty green. So I'm going to give Jade Cargill this win. This feels like a setup for Jade to have a big win at WrestleMania, and I'm sure this will probably set up a rematch. This is probably a multi-feud program. This next match is wild. We got Rey Mysterio versus El Grotto Americano, which may or may not be Chad Gable. I'll let the audience decide that. But I think no matter what, this match could potentially steal the show. This could be the match of the weekend. I mean, to get these two guys on the card together, I don't know if they've ever worked together, but definitely not on a pay-per-view where they're gonna have time to really have a great match here. I'm going to give it to El Grotto Americano. You know, it's his first WrestleMania, a new superstar. Rey Mysterio might want to put over the new guy. We have the United States Championship on the line with LA Knight, versus Jacob Fatu. And I think Jacob Fatu should win this. The LA Knight US title run has kind of ran its course. I don't know what more you could do with him as champion. I think this is, I like LA Knight. I hope he doesn't get, sent to the bottom of the card after this. I hope it does somehow get higher for him. And Jacob Fatu, I think this is a stepping stone for him to eventually go against Roman Reigns and get a big main event push eventually. I think he definitely should get this, if that is the plan for Jacob Fatu to pretty much be the next face of the bloodline. We got a fatal four-way match for the Intercontinental Championship. We got Dirty Dominic Mysterio versus Finn Balor versus Penta versus Braun Breaker. This is a tough one. My heart says Dominic Mysterio. I want Dom to win this title so bad. It's a fatal 4-way. The champion doesn't have to get pinned. This could be where Dominic Mysterio betrays Finn Balor. He becomes Intercontinental Champion, becomes an actual leader of the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day don't have a leader, and you could kind of have Liv Morgan be the puppet that's pulling the strings here for Dom Mysterio to almost be a fake leader in a way with influences around him. I think that's the most interesting outcome. You could give it to Penta, new superstar, a lot of hype, he's getting good reactions. You could just pull the trigger, put the belt on him. You could keep the belt on Braun Breaker, who has been going through a tear, but I think it's time for Braun Breaker to do something more now. He's kind of dominated the mid-card for the past year. I think he's ready for something bigger. And Finn Balor, I think Finn Balor's great. I really do, but it's over, man. An NBA analogy, he's the Derrick Rose of WWE. Like, he had it all, but it's over. As much as we still like the guy, it's so over. So I'm going to predict Dominic Mysterio. I think this is built to elevate Dominic. I don't think a Finn Balor Intercontinental title run is needed. I've seen that before. Next, we got AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. I think this match also has a potential to steal the show. You have two guys who have really good movesets, despite, what I think about Logan Paul. He is an annoyingly good wrestler, and I think him and AJ Styles will have a fun match. As far as winning goes, I would like to see the win go to AJ Styles because his win percentage at WrestleMania isn't the greatest. But I think Logan Paul steals a victory. He probably cheats to win, and Logan Paul continues whatever they're going to do with him. This is probably AJ Styles' last year or two in WWE. I hope this isn't his last WrestleMania. I'd rather him go out on a more stronger build-up and just a stronger match overall. I really hope this isn't AJ Styles' retirement year. Up next, we got Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair for the WWE Women's Championship. This rivalry has had a lot of controversy for the wrong reasons. It's kind of been go-away heat when it comes to Charlotte Flair. Now, this could be similar to Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte 2 years ago at WrestleMania 39, where they had a lackluster build, but had a fantastic match. So that's what I'm hoping for. I hope this isn't a dumpster fire like a lot of people are predicting it to be. I'm gonna predict... this one's tough. My heart says Tiffany, my brain says Charlotte. I would rather Tiffany win this, but I think Charlotte Flair is going to win because they want to keep that record going. They want her to get as many world titles as she can before she's ready to hang up the boots. So, unfortunately, I think Tiffany Stratton is losing, and Charlotte Flair is going to become the new women's champion. We got Jey Uso going up against Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. It's got to be Jey Uso, right? It just has to be. He has lost 3 times against Gunther. He won the Royal Rumble. He overcame all the odds. I understand the criticisms, but guys, he's still getting great reactions. I'm still a fan of main event Jey Uso. Gunther could always win it back, but I think Jey Uso needs to win this belt at this Mania. Literally, Gunther could win it back at Backlash, and I think that would be fine. But right now, for this event, I think Jey Uso needs to get this win. It's way more important for him to do that than Gunther to retain. Like I said, people like Gunther. He's always going to be interesting. You can always put the belt back on him. You could do whatever with the guy, and he's still cool. That's the beauty of Gunther. Jey Uso, you kind of got to do this while he's really popular. He's selling the merch. The families like him. That is my pick. We have a triple threat match for the Women's World Championship. Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley versus the current champion, Io Sky. For historical purposes, I'm going to pick Bianca Belair because she is undefeated at WrestleMania. And I think it'd be really cool if the next undefeated WrestleMania streak storyline is Bianca. I think that's a cool twist on it. It's cool that it just isn't another, male wrestler. I would like to see Bianca continue that. So Bianca is my pick. You could go with Io Sky retaining. I think she might be the best women's wrestler in the world. Just if we're talking in the ring, she's fantastic. Rhea Ripley, still so popular with the fans, still, crazy popular. You could just give the belt right back to Rhea Ripley, but I think Bianca is the right choice here. For both the record and for the story, Bianca Belair should win this. Now, before I get to the 2 main events, Randy Orton is scheduled to wrestle at WrestleMania. We just don't know who against who. So I'm going to try to predict that as of this recording in this video. This is recorded on Tuesday. Of course, there's still a SmackDown before WrestleMania, but I think they should just keep it a surprise at WrestleMania. I hope it's not just Solo Sikoa. That's definitely what was hinted at last week. I rather it be Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis, of course, came in as an authority figure, but from countless interviews after he left the NWA, he has said his in-ring career is not over yet, and he would like to get back in the ring. So if we're not getting Nick Aldis versus Adam Pearce as his first match, then I would like Nick Aldis versus Randy Orton. I think that'd be a fun match. There's a lot of people that are trying to somehow work in Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton, two guys who have a lot of history together. Jeff Hardy would get that massive pop at WrestleMania. TNA would like it. Jeff Hardy would walk out with the TNA tag title belt. That is insane exposure for TNA to have a belt of theirs at WrestleMania. But I just can't see that happening. I want it to be Randy Orton versus Nick Aldis. I'm going to predict that. I'm going to take a little bit of a chance, but it's probably going to be Solo Sikoa, for being honest. As I was editing, I completely forgot about the Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre match, which is going to be in a street fight. A feud that obviously was very forgettable a little bit, but I think this is going to be a solid win for Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. I think these two have really good in-ring chemistry, and I could see why they have now done multiple pay-per-view matches. I like Damian Priest. I think he's become a little underrated now, but I think Drew McIntyre does get the win here. We have the main event of night one. CM Punk is finally main eventing a WrestleMania where he is going up against Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Paul Heyman will be walking down with CM Punk as he promised that to Punk many years ago. The storyline has kind of become who gets the custody of Paul Heyman match, as Roman is jealous of Punk and Heyman's friendship, while Seth Rollins now says Paul Heyman owes him a favor, as we saw last week on Raw. Through all of this shenanigans, I'm gonna predict Seth Rollins to win. Seth Rollins put Drew over last year. He did so much for the Cody Rhodes storyline in that main event as well. I think this could work as a, thank you for what you did last year and really the past 2 years of putting people over, Seth. Here's a big WrestleMania win for you. You beat CM Punk and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. To me, I think that's what they should do. Roman Reigns, you could also argue, could win, and he, keeps doing his thing, and then him and CM Punk could do a one-on-one match, maybe at a SummerSlam. And you can also just have the feel-good moment of CM Punk winning in the main event of WrestleMania. But I think that's just too cookie-cutter. I think Seth wins. I don't know if that means Paul Heyman's joining Seth. I don't know what the favor from Paul Heyman to Seth Rollins could exactly be. I wouldn't mind Paul Heyman kind of being Seth Rollins' manager. Give me a full-fledged heel Seth. Bring back the Architect from 2015. I want that WWE title reign Seth back. With Paul Heyman at his side, that could be a good duo. That really could be. So I'm going to go with Seth Rollins. That is my pick for night one of WrestleMania. Now, night two, WrestleMania's main event, I legit think could go either way. You have the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, the WWE champion, defending his championship against a heel John Cena. The Rock's gonna be there. There's gonna be shenanigans involved. People truly don't know what is going to happen in this match. And as of right now, I think John Cena wins the WWE title. He breaks the record as a heel. You got to think from a historical perspective. That will be a moment people will talk about forever. Just how the Elimination Chamber moment where John Cena turned heel was Hogan's Bash at the Beach moment of him joining WCW. This is another one of those moments that would be replayed on video packages forever. There'll be documentaries about it, countless YouTube videos on it. It could be one of those moments. Or you have Cody Rhodes be that superhero that John Cena once was, and Cody Rhodes overcomes Cena. Cena gets a taste of his own medicine by Cody essentially burying a new character on pay-per-view, just like how people have criticized John Cena for doing all those years ago. There are so many interesting outcomes to this match. I think this match, the idea of it is more interesting than WrestleMania 40. The story, the build-up for 40 was better, but the match itself for this one, because of the unpredictable nature of it, I find so fascinating. And I think I'm going to pick John Cena. I think that is my pick in this video. It could really go either way, though. I'm super excited for this match. As The Rock would say, I get goosebumps thinking about it. This is going to be a special WrestleMania match. It's just one of those matches that you're going to remember where you are when it happened, no matter the outcome. But thank you guys for joining me on this predictions video. Comment below. Do you agree with my predictions? Do you disagree? Tell me why. If you disagree, give me your own predictions. I want to see everybody's type of predictions and see where everybody's head's at. But yes, once again, thank you. Subscribe to Shockwave Sports for more wrestling content. We have a really exciting WWE 2K25 series on the channel. It's one of the most fun and one of the most creative shows in that community you will see, and make sure to check that out. Don't forget to like this video, and I will see you all in the next video.